What's up, boys? Parnellyx. We're playing Warwick jungle today. Haven't really had a lot of jungle games recently, mainly because I haven't been like wanting to play a lot of jungle. I guess I haven't been in the mood. I've been playing more mid lane than anything. However, with the new BRUISER item changes, it's gotten me to experiment new builds. And I have already found a couple builds that I really like in the jungle, like really like, that I think makes Warwick jungle a much better this patch. I have this super secret build that I will share in a future video here pretty shortly. That is my favorite build overall. That fits my play style really well. But that'll be probably in like the next jungle video. I'm going this build here. This game, because of the enemy team comp, they got Caston, Hecarim, Scion. So we're rushing bork. We're rushing bork. We're going lethal tempo. New bork is awesome. I think bork still has similar problems as before, where it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it transitions well into builds. Like it's a great first item power spike, but after bork, your next item doesn't make you feel that. I don't know. I feel like it just kind of feels kind of weird. Honestly, I don't know. I can't really explain it, but you don't feel that strong with like bork plus Sunfire, or like bork plus Kraken Slayer, or anything like that. However, bork rush is great, and it gives you a much stronger early mid game power, so you can snowball. And with lethal tempo, you'll be able to just shred people like this Hecarim. Like this Hecarim is just not going to be able to survive at all versus me. I think I think earlier before this game I tried this also versus Tarzan. Actually, I played against Tarzan in the jungle. He was going Hecarim, and I did this build, and I wrecked him, man. I didn't check his stream, but I imagine he was a bit salty. I imagine he called me a dogshit player playing a no-skill champion after what I did to him. And that's honestly a win if he can get that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clear top 3 camps. I run towards the bot here because of the fight happening. I got really lucky that this Janna just kind of ends. This gank almost looks like a failed gank. Still good to be in this positioning just in case. I'm gonna go back to my camps here and just kind of farm. I say this all the time with Warwick jungle. His ganks aren't really that good in the jungle, honestly. That's one of the big weaknesses of Warwick. His ganks are good if they have a blood trail. So he has conditionally good ganks, but it really depends on if you have a blood trail or not. If enemies are above half health, well, your ganks aren't going to be too good. So you're going to want to be farming and trying to get your first item. In this case being bork. I'm looking on the minimap. I see bot lane, what's happening here. They got Akshan, Janna bot. Ooh, I think I remember this game. I think our Tristana just ints really hard. I think I remember this game. That's a little spoiler for the future of this game. I'm pretty sure Janna is like, or Tristana is like 0-6, and she says like, I don't know. I like tell her to play safe, and she's like, no, I can't play safe. I don't know what she says. Yep, there you go. There's the start of it. But hey, it happens a lot in solo queue, so you gotta learn how to carry. You can't let like one teammate. You gotta like think about it this way in solo queue. So a lot of times people, they worry, stressed out. They're like, oh, my ADC is inting. Like, how am I gonna win with my ADC inting? Well, what if you make their jungle int? What if like, if their ADC is fed, what if you're fed? And then you're the better player. If you're the better player than the enemy ADC who's fed, it just comes down to who's better, right? At the end of the day, and you can win the game. So just be the better, be the better fed guy. It's okay if one guy in the enemy team's fed. It's not fun, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's fun or enjoyable, and you're not gonna like get mad at your teammates. But you gotta focus on yourself, and you gotta just do your best. You always gotta just play smart and do your best. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter even if you lose 1 or 2 or 3 games in a row, honestly. If you lose a couple games, it happens. Just play your best, and if you're playing well consistently, then the games will start, you know, rolling your way. It's 5v5, it's not 1v1, so the games are going to be out of your control half the time anyways. But you can increase your odds, and if your odds are, if you're playing good consistently, your team's going to have like a 60% chance of winning, which means you win 60% of your games over time. So you got to think of it that way. So I'm just kind of clearing here. I see this ward. I'm trying to just find vision to make sure that we don't lose vision control early on. That's one crucial thing that I've learned recently about jungling, is that or I've been trying to put emphasis on, I guess. It's something I've noticed. Sometimes I will lose games because I don't sweep for vision enough, and then our team loses vision control. So I think it's good to just delay a camp just to like secure vision in an area sometimes. So right here, I'm just trying to freeze the wave. I'm getting some last hits, but I'm making sure that the wave's still shoving into the Akali. Now I'm gonna take my raptors here. We'll probably go to our Krugs next, and then I think we'll reset. Well, we do have our ultimate coming up. I think we have our ultimate coming up here, and we can look for a gank. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure if saying please stop dying is very effective in solo queue. I still say it all the time, even though I'm pretty sure it just tilts your team harder. I need to find like what's the best way. Comment below if there's any ideas in chat. What do you think is the best way to ease the ego of your feeding teammates, to make them want to win? Is there like a secret, is there like a secret phrase that gets them to just not ego and to just be like, okay, I want to win. I'll do it for the team. Maybe I should say something like, you know, play safe for now. I'll get you fed later on. That gives them hope for the future. That makes them think that I'll make them strong and be able to have fun later in the game. I think if they don't feel like they're completely out of the game, then maybe they're willing. That's a theory. I gotta test that theory though. So we see fight happening here. Okay, just see this Hecarim. So, well, because you know, Akashan's low, he's resetting, Hecarim's low as well. I know that we can just start this Rift Herald, so we're gonna do that. Free objective. Our mid laner died, but like you always gotta think about what you can get out of a situation. You can't just like sit there and be like, ah, my mid laner died. You know, like, you know, what can I do? You know, I can't just go back. You can't just go back and just farm your camps and just complain about your feeding teammates. You gotta like constantly be proactive and think about, okay, they used all their resources mid to kill my Akali. Can I abuse that? Can I punish them for being low on health, for using their ultimates? And a lot of times you'll be able to find windows like that where you can just get an objective and kind of turn a losing trade into an even or even a winning trade sometimes. And I want to reset my Bork, but I do have a gank opportunity, so we're going to go ahead and just try to take that. Ult's up, flashes up. You see the Hecarim's bot now, so it's kind of chilling here pretty hard. I think I'm just going to go ahead and just drop the Herald because no one's here mid lane to cover. And then we're going to rotate bots for the cleanup. Again, bot laner's dying. However, we still have everything up. We didn't have to use anything for the Cassidon. That was kind of sus, I'm not gonna lie. A little sus. But it worked out. Didn't even have to flash or anything, which is great. So I'm just gonna shove in the wave. You gotta just shove in here. You gotta shove in hard. You can tell your teammates. You can tell your teammates, like, Tristana is doing this actually, even though she was a little salty in the early game, she at least is doing something proper here, which is she's taking my Krugs while I'm farming her bot wave and I'm going for the plates. I'm gonna go for a reset after this anyways. I don't need my Krugs. And this ensures that she's at least farming something and she's not just standing around and wasting time. I just don't want her to come take my red, which she might do anyways. Just whatever. So I get my bork plated steel caps. Oh yeah, this is a game I rushed Death's Dance second item. I was testing this out. I probably wouldn't do this right now though anymore because I think the scaling. I think Death's Dance is more of a scaling item. You need more AD to get much benefit from the heal, I feel like. But again, Bork is a very strong first item. I think it'd probably be better to go like Bork into like Sunfire and then maybe Death's Dance, or, well, I don't know. Maybe like Titanic or something like that. Maybe you could go Titanic and then you could go Death's Dance and then Sunfire. Just whatever. Wait, we make a meaty outplay right here. Meaty. Flash the Castnar. To ult the Hecarim. Clean them up. We're playing clean here today, boys. We're playing here clean. And now I'm just going to threaten the dive. And I kind of messed this up. So I got to just kind of dip. I definitely queued at a wrong time. I should have, I was worried about him ulting away, but I honestly should have just, I should have just tried to auto him a couple times and made sure that, you know, I don't die to the turrets. And even if he does ult to the side, I'd be able to chase him down. So it's honestly just better overall. So I'm gonna go ahead, take my red buff. And the game's even 13-13. Well, I guess 14-13 now. We see our Akali is pretty strong. And because Akali gets that kill, we blast going over the wall. We get the Ocean Drake. Even if she didn't get the kill there, we still would have had Prio. So I still would have gone for it anyways. And now I'm kind of threatening a dive. I don't know where Hecarim is. Anyway, now we see him. I was curious. Now we're just gonna back off. Ultimate is coming up though. I might stay here with my Oracle though. No, we're just gonna reset. I'm gonna reset, get more damage, get a little armor. I'd say the problem with going like Death's Dance second is you're still too squishy. Death's Dance isn't like, it doesn't make you that much, really that tanky, I guess, early on. At least not by itself. And Warwick's base stats are horrendous for a melee champion. Like his base health is pretty bad. So you're gonna need a little bit of base. You need a little bit of not base health. You need a little bit of item health, so that you're not getting one shot in fights and stuff. This Darius is, he's just a beast here, as you can see. Hecarim's low, but we have him cut off. We're just gonna let the, well, I didn't even have to wait for the wave. Nice. Fortunately, they're coming. However, I can hide here and try to outplay this. And we do just that. Wait, I didn't even notice my ult got canceled there. That's why that play felt weird. My ult got canceled by the cast and Q. Because his Q cancels channels. Kind of unfortunate. Over here, block the Karma, or block for the Karma. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and just go for the crab. Akshan's kind of threatening, so I'm just gonna smite it and get out. 'Cause he's worrying me. Hecarim's here too, so we gotta just run. We gotta dip. Oh yeah, I remember this play. Yeah, Karma kind of walked up, gave him the reset. I get exhausted. Akshan flashes, and I give away a huge bounty to the Akshan, which kind of sucks. I'm typing in chat complaining. I'm complaining. It's whatever. I'm just gonna keep it simple. I don't really. I don't know if complaining is really worthwhile, but if you are going to complain, just type one thing and just let it be afterwards. Vent your anger. Let it be. It's better if you don't vent, but if you're gonna say something, just say something and then just drop it. Don't like go on about it forever. Don't talk about how bad it was and just don't try to just insult the player. Just say that play was trash, and then play on. You're gonna have much better results if your team's focused that way. You don't want to distract everyone or make everyone just focus on defending their ego. Because your ego, you know. We're gonna go ahead and take the blue. I think we just go for the Herald here. The Hecarim is in the vicinity. A couple of them actually are. I hide for a couple seconds just to make just so that I can just so that they walk away from the pink ward so that I can clear it again. Now plays happening bot side. So I go for the Herald. This is kind of like, I was considering, do I come join the fights or do I start the Herald? I feel like I would have been late to the fight. So it's better to just start the Herald here. And of course there is a pink ward there, but it doesn't really matter because they were just bot side and they can't all run up here in time. We're gonna reset, get our Death Dance. I don't know what I get after this actually. I think we're going for Sunfire. And now we just want to group for the dragon. Solo queue is all about grouping for dragon. Well, it's not really all about grouping for dragon, but dragons are great when you have leads. Grouping for dragons are great when you have a lead, because it is a guaranteed. It's like, well, not necessarily guaranteed, but it's the highest probability of your team being organized and on the same page. Like, how often is your team gonna be on the same page in solo queue? Not very often. But everyone can agree everyone can agree to group together for dragon, basically, and fight together. Everyone can agree that a fight's happening, and you don't have people, you know, half going in, half going out. At least not as often. It does happen, but it's great for that reason when you have a lead. And with this build, you're not gonna be looking to dive super deep into the backline. You're gonna be looking to just do raw DPS to the frontliners, Scion, the Hecarim, the Caston, and just shred them. Stack up your lethal tempo, and then you can dive the backline later and just like two-shot them, honestly. So our team's shoving in. I don't really offer much in terms of turret damage here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just try to farm up the camps. Get some extra gold on myself. I'm pinging them back so they don't, you know, get chased down. Yeah, we can nab the wolves, the red. Could even go for the Krugs here. I'm not sure if I go for it though. There's not really a point in greeting for the Krugs, because if I go for the Krugs and say like, yeah, like Hecarim comes and finds me and Janna's there, I could get run down and give away my bounty. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Sometimes you gotta think like, you know, is it really worth the risk of this reward? It might be if you're behind to go for something like that, but if you're just like, if all you have to do in this game is group up, team fight, and win the game, does getting Krugs actually matter? You know, in that situation, it doesn't. It just doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. So Just don't, make sure you're not getting caught. Make sure you're just not going for any risky plays at all. Just keep it simple. And yep, we're just going into Sunfire next. 3 minutes until the soul. My team's getting engaged on here. This is kind of unlucky because I'm just not in the fight. We see Cyan ulted, Hecarim ulted. Kali might be able to stall this out, but she's kind of like outrunning everyone. Us. Oh, she kills the Hecarim, and now they're kind of just split up. This is just a free fight. They're so split up. Like Casting can get over the wall, but everyone else can't. I went way too deep there. I shouldn't have ulted in. I played that as if I was really tanky, but again, I'm playing more of a front to back build, so I can't play that way. That's not my play style. Kind of works out because I have flash, but it still wasn't a good idea to go for. And now we can just take the Baron, but I do see that's Cassin's over here, so I try to catch him out. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit late, but it's fine. We can just take the Baron. Take the objective. Again, keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate things. Just win the game. Simply just win the game. At the end of the day, the goal is to win the game. It's not to get a bunch of extra kills. It's not to, you know, have a high... It's not to, like, you know, farm a bunch of, you know, jungle monsters. It's to win the game. And what do you have to do to win the game right now? All we have to do is group and win. All we have to do is group and win. And you can see with our, like just the damage that we're doing with lethal tempo, the bork, and the death stance, our damage is just insane. It's definitely a different play style. It's like going Kraken Slayer, the Kraken Slayer Warwick build. Bork honestly might be better than Kraken Slayer right now. I'm not sure which one's better, actually. I think Bork's gonna be a little bit better. Kraken Slayer has a better build path, but I think once you just build into the Bork, though, it just has more damage, at least in the early game. Kraken Slayer scales better because of the mythic passive, but you are able to go another mythic with Bork, which is kind of nice sometimes. And we're opting for the tanky option here. So I just try to farm for my Sunfire. This makes me really strong for the upcoming fight. I'm just gonna grab a pink because we can. It's always good to have pink wards for these objective fights. And my Karma's gonna get caught out because it's solo queue, and we do that all the time for some reason. The thing is, even though Karma's caught out, we're so strong, I think we can actually still fight this. Now the question is, do we want to risk it? You know, at the end of the day, it's like, Soul's great here, but do we need the Soul? We don't really need the Soul, so we don't really want to overforce it. But I find an engage opportunity on the Janna here. Find engage opportunity, get a 3-man fear, and we just wipe them. Wipe them across. We just mop the floor with them across the board. And now we can just collect the Soul. Push mid. We can probably just end, honestly. We still have Baron here. Guess we're gonna push the bot. Probably better to push the mid here. I think I'm tunneling. Yeah. Push the mid. But yeah, you're still able to go for those engages if you get your E off, fear your enemies away. And then you just stack up your lethal tempo, and you just do so much damage afterwards. And of course, a lot of that was my teammate's damage as well, but my damage is no joke. Hopefully, you can get like a good look at it here. Not sure if you will. My entire team's really fed. Yep, we can just end. We got Tristana here. And this game, which looked pretty grim at the start, just turns into a stomp in our favor. because of really smart decision making. I think this build is pretty good. Again, I don't really like the Death Stance after the Bork, I'd say, after testing, but I think it's good. It would be good to go Sunfire. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe like you go Death Stance afterwards or 5th item, something like that. But that's Warwick jungle this patch. I got more videos. I got more builds to show you guys in the future. So subscribe to keep updated.